everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch to bind journals. I'm using soft covers for this demonstration, and I guess that's all I have to say, and here we go. Okay, so to bind a journal, which means you're sewing in, even though it's not sewing, but what it means is you are putting thread through the spine, the center, to get the pages to stay together as a book. There's many ways to do this. I'm just showing you one way that I think is probably the easiest. So I've already prepared the books. I've already cut down the pages. They're ready to go. They're ready to turn into a book. I'll show you the process on maybe selecting and cutting down in the future, but today I'm just showing you simply how to take the pages that you have. It's called the signature. And then you put it into, this would be the cover, which is just cardstock. And then I'm going to show you how to attach the pages so that it becomes the book. All right, so the supplies you need, your book, and then, oops, this is, what kind of needle is this? This is a, maybe like yarn needle, the kind that has the big eye. It's blunt for the most part. I use clips, and I'll show you what I do with those in a second. You need something that will poke a hole in the book. So you could use this, you could use an awl. You know what I used to use is, which it worked great, for geometry. What was that thing? Protractor? Excellent tool. I bent it so it doesn't work. And then any kind of thread that you want to bind the book with. My dog is whining in the background. Henry. Okay, so I'm just using embroidery thread today. Some people measure, and I'll show you how if you want to know how much thread, I guess, is you measure, I think actually it's 3 times the length of the book. So you know how much to use, and you can use like a little bit extra so that when you tie it off at the end, you have some extra. I just cut a huge piece of string and call it a day, or thread. Now you could use yarn, you could use twine, you could use any type of thread you want. All right, so what I do is I get to the center. I make sure my pages are all, you know, the same. What's the word? I'm like lost for words today. Make sure it's centered and that hypothetically it wasn't down like this. So I just want to make sure it looks, you know, even. And then I take my clips. I just do this so, because sometimes it doesn't go smoothly and I don't want my pages to move. Like that one, I don't love how it is. Let's see. That's better. Okay. Yeah. All right, it's bugging me a little bit. There we go. Okay. Sometimes you don't have to use these clips, or in fact, you never have to, but I just, oops, well, there goes that one. So I guess I could put it back together, but not at the moment. I'm not going to. So I just do that so they're nice and stable. Now, some people will show you to measure in here in between the holes. I am not a measuring type of crafter. I'm an eyeballer. It's just my style. So what I do, I mean, I could put a dot on here just to demonstrate, but you want 3 holes in the center. So I usually put one here, here, here. That's more the center. But either way, so you want to make sure you're poking directly into that spot, into the spot, so that it comes out the side of the journal. So let's see. I have quite a lot of pages in this, so it's going to be a second to get it to poke through. I might have to use my awl. Let's see. Oh, there it is. It's coming through. Okay, so you might not be able to see it on camera, but my needle or my pokey tool is coming through. So what I do is I take that out. I take my needle, get it here, and I save that spot. So I just do that so while I'm poking the other holes, it kind of it just holds that spot. So then you want a center hole, which I think this looks good. And so there we go. All right. And then you want one down at the bottom. All right, come on. There we go. Okay. So I got my holes. So now I'm going to take this back out. You stitch first through the center. Sometimes this can be tricky. There we go. So you're sewing through the center first. Pull your thread through. This can be loose, it's fine. The next one, you're going through the top. Here, I gotta turn this here, it's hard to do. So you're going through the top. Pulling that through. All right. So, all right, so what we have here, so you go center, top, now I'm gonna go back through the center. I'm sorry, scratch that. Then you're gonna go through the bottom one. Don't listen to me. Hit a brain freeze, okay. All right, so the bottom one, and I'll say this again and review it. Then now you're outside the book, so you're gonna go back through the center, and you don't want your needle to go through that thread, like splice it. You want it to go next to where that thread is. Same hole, but just don't put the needle like through it, you know. Oops. All right. So now we're bound. I put my needle underneath this thread, the middle thread or the thread, and that is it. I'm gonna cut this down so it's easier to do because those are in my way. So now I am just tying a knot. You want to make sure before you tie, another thing is to check and make sure everything's nice and tight, that the thread isn't loose. Sometimes it makes a bigger hole, but you can push the paper back in. Okay. And then you can just tie another knot. You can do 2 or 3. I'll probably do 3 this time. All right. Now you can leave these strings long for just decoration. You can even not cut them as short as I do, or you can cut them right up, you know, probably like, I usually cut them about right here. So it kind of looks neat in the center. Or you can leave them long to hang things on, charms and whatever you would like to hang on them. Some people hang beads. So that is it. And then sometimes on the spine, because you know the paper splits a little bit or gets like the hole gets bulky, but you can press the paper back in. So there is, now the book is bound. So there's that one. Oops, and then that is the center where it is, and then, oh, I almost thought I did it upside down, but I guess it probably won't matter. Okay, I can do another one just to go over it. I make like acronyms sometimes. I can't think of one right now, but it's middle, top, bottom. So MTB. I like make up like, I don't know if it's an acronym, but words, letters together so that I can remember the order. All right, so this one's gonna be a little bit more rough because I have a lot more pages in this one. So this is the center. So you're sewing in the center. All right, that looks, I'm not loving this page right here. So it needs to be down a little bit. Pull this page up a little bit. Okay. All right, let me get my clips on here. Oop. All right. Now for these soft covers, which just means this paper's, it's not a cereal box or a hardcover, you really can only do one signature or one set of papers because there's no spine to, there's no thick area here to keep adding more signatures or more chunks, like sections of this paper. It just won't, it won't work. So I like these soft covers. These are actually my favorite. I think they're fun to work in. They're easy to mail. I don't know, I just love them. Okay. All right. Oops, I got a knot. Shoot. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay, so just want to make sure everything's where I want it to be. Let's see. Okay. All right, so put a hole here. Top. Yeah, this is gonna be harder to get through because there, I got it. Okay. Because how many papers I have. So top. I mean, you can do the holes however you want, and you can measure evenly. I don't see a need that just because it's just not my style, but to me, this looks like the center. But you definitely could measure. Okay. And then I'll go right here. Well, I want to go a little lower. This part's hard to do on camera because I'm struggling because it's difficult. All right, there we go, bottom. So I'm gonna take this one out. I'll go through the center first. Okay. Switch it to my way. And then I'm coming back around to the top. All right. Pull that through. Make sure you leave your tail. Okay, and now you're sewing through the bottom hole. All right, coming back through the center, but not splicing through that, but going into the hole on its own. All right, so now that is it. So now I go under that. I'm gonna take the needle off. All right, make my knot. Oh, I forgot to mention to make sure that this string is tight. I knew it was tight because I just looked at it, but it will happen eventually where it's caught on something or just long out here, and then once you tie it, you have to start over. So, okay, I'll do 3. All right, I'm gonna leave this tail long this time because I kind of like it long because I don't know what my plan is. I might hang something from it. Can always trim it later. All right, so there you go. So, you know, it's right here how it does that. You can just push that paper back in. If it really bothers you, you can always put washi tape over it, or you could glue like lace or fabric on the spine. I've done that. It doesn't bother me because it looks okay, but all right, so here is a pocket. This is just, I sewed that pocket. You want to know what's funny? Oh, I don't have it with me. Yes, I do. Let me show you something. This is a blooper. Let me get it. All right, guys, this is what's fun. I actually have a journal full of craft fails because I do some funny things. Today, this was supposed to be in this journal, but I was trying to sew the pocket. I sewed the pocket totally shut. There's no pockets. I sewed it completely shut. So, what a waste of such. I love this paper. So, anyway. So these 2 are done. All right, let's do one more. Let's see, where's the center for this one? Okay. Actually, okay, that's the center. I need my distress ink for a sec because I'm deciding that I want this centerpiece to be distressed just a little bit because that border is pretty white. So, it's flimsy paper, so it's hard to. All right. Okay. So let's see here. That looks good to me. No. Okay. This is gonna be hard. hard to reach with this thing. Oh, there we go. All right, let's do green thread. That'll work. This should be enough. Let's see. Gosh, I hope so. Yeah, okay. All right. I did not have this one ready to go. The other two I had the string cut. So here we go. If I can get it threaded. Let's see. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna go right here. Am I coming through yet? Ooh, got a lot of papers on this one. There we go. Okay. Put that in there. Doesn't want to go in. There we go. All right. See, the center is probably here. All right, so turning this thing works a little bit better. There we go. By the way, I got these pokey tools. I think I said a 3 or 2 from the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has a lot of good crafting tools, actually. All right, come on. Get in there. This one's being a... It's got this nice handle on the end that you can spin. There we go, okay. All right, so center. I can get it in. Center, top. Okay. Center, top, bottom. Oh, where is it at? Is it in there? Nope, it's not. Okay, sometimes happens. Or it only goes through a few pages instead of the whole thing. Let's see. Nope, it's missing. Let's see what happened here. Okay, I see. Sometimes you have to eyeball and put it in 1 or 2 papers just because it moves a millimeter or something. All right, hold that tight. Now bottom. Oh, this one's gonna be moved a little bit. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Bottom. And come back through the center. Hopefully that's perfect. Okay. All right. So then I just go with my needle under here. Make sure it's snug. Let me check. Yeah, it looks pretty snug. Okay. Then you want to just pull these kind of tight. Okay. Well, these are too long. They're bugging me to do the knot. All right. That's probably good enough. All right. Sorry, everything keeps moving. There we go. Okay. All right, so then another thing you can do, an alternative, is you can stitch or sew these in the opposite and start here on the back, and then it'll end up with the ties and the strings being on the back, so it'll show and you can do a bow. It's kind of cool. I do that once in a while. So, all right. This is a botanical themed journal. I can show you if you're still watching. Here it is. I think botanical fairies, maybe. It's been a minute, yeah. These 3 that I just did, I'm gonna be probably just selling them, or I don't know yet. Maybe giving them away, maybe raffling them, who knows. My box of handmade stuff just grows and grows. This is mulberry paper. Some dyed, some more fairies, the mushrooms. Let's see, So then everything just repeats itself. This is dyed paper, baked paper, dyed, of course dyed. Some ledger, Dollar Tree ledger. I just love mushrooms. All right, and that is all she wrote. All right, well, if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and hopefully my tutorial wasn't too out of control to show you how to bind journals with the 3-hole pamphlet stitching. Thank you. Bye-bye.